Hello, wise people. This is the Wise Finances
And in this
Podcast.
episode, we're going to be discussing 7 habits that changed this millionaire's lifestyle. So I was on YouTube and I actually follow this YouTube personnel. His name is Graham Stephan, and he became a millionaire by being a real estate agent. He has sold homes to many celebrities like Wale. I'm YouTube content creator. So in one of the videos he shared that he had 6 habits that basically changed his life that helped him to become a millionaire. And these are actually habits that everyone can do step, wherever step they are in their journey, their financial journey, to be able to implement these things. So the first one he actually shared was tracking expenses. He said that was basically critical because it's not necessarily how much you make, but how much you can keep of your income, right? Your income is your biggest wealth builder. Your income can help determine what you can do later on with different investments, stocks, etc. So it's really important, even though your income is increasing as you get older, as you get paid on the business. It's important to keep your lifestyle, keep your expenses similar, right? Because just because your income grow doesn't mean how much you spend should grow either. So that's why it's key to like do a budget, like whatever it is, like as long as you have like that direction, that is what is key. It's not easy to do, right? Because if it was, wouldn't everyone be doing this? Everyone would try to make sure they are, living within their means. But we are in an environment where it's so easy to consume. It's so easy to, buy things out of convenience. So uh, making sure that you're mindful of the little things because those little expenses, can add up. The next thing, the advice he gave was to only buy the essentials. So say no to your want spending, because basically you not saying no is going to make you spend more, right? It's that delay, that instant gratification, right? In the moment, you might want those shoes. In the moment, you might want to go on that trip, or you might want to go to a bar. You might want to, spend on this. But if you delay your wants, then you'll be able to buy it later when you can wait, right? Wait, can you afford it, right? So you can be able to buy it with cash. But also, that waiting for it will allow you to let your money grow. And then that money that you didn't spend on it, you're allowed to able for it to multiply with other means, right? Or just you have you're allowing your money to age, right? So basically the money you kind of break that cycle of paycheck to paycheck because the money you are spending is not, leaving them as immediately as you get it, as you earn it. So that's just another thing to really be mindful about, like only truly buying the things that you really really need, and then also like being able to prioritize your savings and your vesting goals before your wants. Because usually what happens is we just like, oh, we're gonna get to it, right? Or like everyone like says that they want to save. That's the easy part, but it's actually doing it, right? So being able to set those goals aside. Hey, if you know you want to, invest this amount each month, you have to be able to do that before, you pay for your rent, before you pay for your groceries. um because if you allocate your money the right way, like you supposed to, like you plan in your budget, you should be able to afford anything that comes up because you've been planning, right? You've been planning for Christmas, you've been planning for anniversaries, you've been planning for your gifts. So the next tip is to make your money invisible. So this just means that right when you get paid, make your necessary transfers, make your necessary adjustments, because out of sight is out of mind. You're literally forcing yourself to live on less because, like, as that money goes in, you're already making sure it's not easy for you to spend it. So you already made it to your investment accounts, or you already, saved it for your transfers. So then later you're not spending, you didn't overspend on what you needed to, because you literally, like, made that money invisible to you. And this is really a big one for those who do impulse buy, or maybe buy really on their emotions, which you really want to try to not do that. But hey, it takes time. We're people. We have those days where, the days are hard at work, and you just want to do something nice for yourself, and that's totally fine. But if you had already prioritized, again, like making your money invisible to you, making sure that it's already out of sight, that you're not basically spending into your future. Because if you don't prioritize your savings, if you don't even prioritize your vesting, you're not hurting your current self, because your current self is getting what they want. But what's going to happen is you're going to be hurting your older self. You're going to look back in 20 years, and you feel that when you don't have what you project, like you should project it to have in your retirement accounts, or you don't have something that's going to help lower your expenses, right? You don't have that real estate property. So it's just things like that that you do want to be mindful, um, and that's going to help you by making sure making your money invisible to you. Is going to help you, your future you, the older you, in the long term, right? You're Because we don't know what the future like holds, what ability you'll have to work or not work when you're older. So take care of your future self now. The next tip, the fourth tip he shared was, don't invest in what you don't understand. And this is really a big one, because you got to have like a deep relationship with your money, right? You earn it. Um you work hard for it. So you want to know where it goes and why it is going there. You want to know the risk level you're willing to take, or what you're not willing to take. Um, Usually, if you know, s- people will use your lack of knowledge or misunderstanding to make you feel like you're a FOMO, right? You're the fear of missing out, and they make you think like, oh, this is a once in a lifetime chance. And you really see that a lot right now in the commodity around, like, foreign exchange and Bitcoin. But if you need like a day, a week, or two to really understand, then that's more important than this. Oh, if you don't do it today, you're going to miss out. Because there's always going to be opportunities. Think about it. 20 years ago, there were no Ubers. There was no Facebook. But look now, it's whole billion-dollar companies later. So there's always going to be opportunities. So don't feel like you're getting pressure into doing something you don't feel comfortable with, that you don't understand. And usually, sometimes, like, there are a lot of scammers right now, just during the climate right now that we're in. So be careful. You know, do your research. Feel that comfortability, where your money is truly going. Um, and if you really look at millionaires, they always share that they are, really trying to set up, or are set up in diversification, because it's important that they know that just one industry doesn't hold all their assets, right? So or this one company or this one stock. So if something were to happen, it's okay, because they have allocated their funds, they allocated their investments to be in more than one thing. And you definitely, even if you're not a millionaire or you're on your way, like I like to say, you're on your way to become a millionaire, it's definitely you should be still having that same theory of diversifying like your money. So whether that is, what the type of funds you do in your investment accounts and retirement accounts, to if you want to get into real estate investing, property owning properties, etc. You want to get into angel investing and supporting like upcoming businesses. You want to get into or start your own business or continue to build upon your business, invest more in your business. That's totally fine. So just make sure that whatever it is, you feel comfortable about it, you understand it, and you do your research. The next number 5 one is do not time the market. And this is really important when you're actually doing investing, because what happens is when the market drops, people panic. People will start, selling their stock. They want to try to, get as much money as they can. They don't want to lose more. And so what happens is they get this fear and they try to time when is a good time to buy back in. So they're like, well, we're gonna just wait. We're gonna wait it out, and they keep waiting and they never jump back in. And that's why it's not about timing the market, like when is the right time to do invest, or when is what is the like right moment to sell. That's definitely more of a day trading perspective. And if that is something that you're into, it goes back to like that last point, right? You want to really understand what type of day trader you want to be, and what type of and like companies you're looking at and why. But if you're in the long term um profile of investing, you just want to make sure that you're in. It's better being in the market than timing the market, because once you're in, you're going to ride those highs and lows. And so your money is going to be able to earn itself. You're going to be able to earn itself by the money that you put in. And that's why it's always important to start when you're younger, because you're able to put less in, and the longer you're in, you have that compound interest working in your favor. So you're making that's just key to really just when I'm telling working with people, just really get in the market. And it's really never too late too. I know that sometimes happens where people are like, "Oh, I should have did this. I'm at this age. I didn't understand this." So, or I'm not sure. Going back to they don't really know what they're doing. So instead of taking that time, right, to learn it, to ask those questions, to seek out those resources, it's just like, no, I'd rather just sit on the sideline or be conservative and, really only put their money in savings. So it's time to invest. Really just be in it and see, um, and I even being able to see that, because I never really seen a down in the market since I've been investing, since I've graduated from college and started working. But in 2020, just everything with the economy in March, it was like, oh, like I really checked my retirement account and I was like, oh wow, like it definitely hit a drop in like 3 days, like, and it was just going down and down and down. And then now 7 7 months later or so, give or take, is now has triple that amount. It has recovered from the loss, and now I'm at a gain about 30%. So, if I woulda pulled out when it dropped, I woulda missed all those returns. So, that's why it's just important to not try to time it and just really be in for the long run. 6 is understanding the tax code, and this is really, really complicated. Uh, Taxes, oh, yeah, this is just crazy. It's a crazy system, but, we're all responsible, for taxes, but there's definitely smart ways you can leverage, the tax system. So, hire a great tax attorney, a great accountant, like whatever you need to do, to make sure that one, you're paying your taxes in the appropriate amount, because that's really big. You definitely don't want to have IRS troubles with the government, because they have the access to like garnish your checks. It can just be really crazy. But if you are, having side hustles and self-employment, a freelancer, having your own business, there are ways that you can leverage the tax code. So you definitely want to do that too. Um, so understanding that, or being able to, be willing to pay for good services, and interview the right people to teach you as well, right? That's anytime I'm looking for good people. I want them to really, truly have that heart of the teacher. Like if I could be able to understand you, you can be able to, break something down for me, be able to tell me my steps, being punctual, being organized. Those things, allow me to feel comfortable and being able to work with you, because I know it's worth it in the long run. So that's just that's just really was those six key steps, and really be able to change like your habits, to be like have habits of like a millionaire. But to add one on the top, because he did actually share of another one, and so we'll just get into number 7, which was actually be consistent. To keep doing 1 through 6 day in and day out, it's going to take a lot of work. And when you think about it, you don't want to have shortcuts, or because that's only going to set you back, and that's going to prevent you from where you could have been from the very beginning, if you continue to do steps 1 through 3, tracking your expenses, buying the key essential things that are important, making your money invincible, making those transfers. 4, you know understanding what you're investing in. 6, really not trying to just time the market and be in the market. Or that was 5. 5, being able to just be in the market and not necessarily time the market, as well as just understanding your tax code. So I thought these were really great steps, because these are steps, like I said in the beginning, that everyone can use, that everyone can implement. So let me know what steps that you're working on, steps 1 through 6. Let me know if you like this episode. Hit us with a rating, a review, a comment, and I look forward to hearing you next week. This is the Wise Finances Podcast.